He has sold 100 million books, produced more than a dozen projects for the screen, and this time he's taking center stage. The king of mystery, Harlan Coben, is hosting a four-part true crime docu-series here on CBS called Final Twist, and the first one starts tonight. Here's a sneak peek.
Say hi, honey.
They just clicked together. Bill and Billie Jean had the same name. It was always a tongue tie when we talked about them together. I was like, well, you guys were meant for each other.
In episode 1, police find the couple murdered at home. The trail leads to cyberbullying feud with neighbors and a CIA agent driven by revenge. Host and executive producer Harlan Coben joins us now via Zoom to talk about this docuseries. And I think a lot of people are expecting big things out of this first episode. What was this whole process like to work on this?
It was really, they say that truth is stranger than fiction, and this will really bear it out. I mean, I've been writing fiction my whole life, and if I had written the story of Billie and Billie in a novel, you would have taken the novel and thrown it out the window and saying, oh, that can't happen. That's so unrealistic. And yet, of course, with reality, it doesn't have to follow any rules. So this story, the end of this episode, when you find out the answer to what happened to Billie and Billie, your jaw is going to drop.
Well, yeah, I think I saw in maybe another interview that you did that you even said if you wrote this story, people would have questioned the ending and said, that doesn't make any sense, that could never be.
Yeah, it's because, again, I have to, as a fiction writer, when I'm writing fiction or I'm doing one of those TV series, I actually have to follow certain rules, but reality doesn't.
Yeah.
And so some of the answers here and what goes on, the twists and turns in this one, I have a pretty good imagination for this stuff. You can't even imagine. And the very final one, when you find out what really happened, I mean, as you mentioned in the tease, it starts up very small. Was it just a social media request? Was it a CIA agent? Was it cyberbullying? Was it something closer to home? What actually caused this tragedy to happen? And so following this story, as we kind of do in a way that I would sort of do it in a novel, I think will really intrigue people watching Final Twist.
You know, it's really interesting, Harlan, because I think there's, always been, as you know from your best-selling books, an obsession with this murder mystery. And we've seen that even more so with true crime, with podcasts and with shows like this docuseries. What do you think our obsession is with all of this?
And I think crime fascinates us because it tests human nature. We're also interested in how law enforcement works and how justice works, really, not just what we see on TV where they find a hair in a house and all of a sudden the case is solved, and that's obviously not what goes on. And I hope Final Twist not just stirs your pulse and stirs your mind, which it will do, and you're sitting forward trying to figure it out and all of that, but that it stirs your heart. These are real people that have been harmed, and we want to give them some agency and voice in the process. And this combination, all told in 1 hour, I think is really going to excite and intrigue, especially true crime junkies, but even if you're just sort of dabbling in true crime.
Is there one specific episode that you're looking forward to seeing come full circle and for the viewers to see?
I think tonight's, I really think that the story of Billie and Billie is my particular favorite, I think, because the twists and turns are so strange. And and the story, and actually the murder's so ghastly that when it all comes to light, it's just gonna knock you sideways.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the first one and really seeing how this whole docuseries comes together. But I also wanted to talk with you about some of your other work. You co-authored a thriller book with Reese Witherspoon. Tell us about that process and what that was like. Yeah. So
Gone Before Goodbye is a novel that Reese and I did together. Reese came to me with an idea. I was a little wary. I'm certainly happy to collaborate on TV and stuff like that, but in a novel, I didn't really think it would work. But it ended up being, when she pitched me the idea, I was like, oh my God, this is great. And I had such fun working with Reese on it. And I'm really proud of what Gone Before Goodbye ends up being. It's a story of a woman doctor who goes overseas when she's desperate for some money. And when she performs a surgery overseas, the whole world spirals out of control when the patient goes missing. And it ends up it takes place in Russia and Dubai and France and all over the place. And I'm very excited for people to read Gone Before Goodbye.
Well, I'll add it to my TBR. I do think, and I don't know if you have seen this in the past couple of years, but this whole idea of book talk and the explosion of people talking about the books they're reading and creating their to-be-read list. Do you find that there's, kind of this increase in real readership lately?
I hope so. I mean, look, we all know this. There's been scientific studies that if you every night put your phone away and read books, a novel for 5 minutes a night, just 5 minutes, we want more, but 5 minutes, that it improves your empathy, it improves your mental health, and helps you sleep better. They know it by science, by brain waves in your head. But we all know this, right?
Right.
We all know that at night we should be turning our phones off and reading more. So, of course, I'm always encouraging that. That also might be self-interest. But there's no question that we are all better. We know this when we read an actual book.
Okay, I have to ask you, what's your first book of the year that you've read, or do you have one that you're looking forward to this year?
Oh, I'm looking forward to a lot. I have a lot right now on my shelf that I'm excited to get to. Right now, I am reading a nonfiction book that I don't remember, guys, the title right now, so I'm spacing out on it. I think I would be better at that. And I still have the new John Grisham and Dan Brown and Michael Conley that just came out recently to dive into.
Well, that's great. Thank you for taking some time to talk with us. I know you've been very busy lately.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Great talking to you. And the first episode of Harlan Coben's final twist, airs tonight at 10 here on KDKA. You can also catch it streaming on Paramount+. Coming up next on Talk Pittsburgh, healthy eating doesn't have to mean bland or boring. Mikey's in the kitchen with Chef Janet right now.
Oh, hey, Heather. Well, she's teaching us how to make a few meals that support whole body wellness. Trust me, your gut will thank you. That's starting tonight. Stay with us.